What is up, everyone? Just wanted to show y'all my new sweater. Yes, it's bacon. I love this sweatshirt. Just got this in the mail. Ordered this on Amazon. I love it. Okay, that's total side note. Okay, today I want to talk about my favorite gear from 2024. I've had many gear videos, so some of these you've probably already seen, but I decided, or actually my mom gave me the idea, let's do the top 3 favorite gear items of the year. Because I've used so much new gear this year, I was like, that's a good idea. Actually, let me see something. You know what? Let's do the top 4. Okay, actually the top 4 favorite pieces of gear that I used in 2024. All right, number 1, let's get right into it. Number 1 is going to be fanny packs. Kind of went crazy on fanny packs this year. As you can see, well, not too crazy. I've got 3 of them. They're all Cotopaxi because I'm obsessed with Cotopaxi. First of all, there are so many and so many different sizes. So if you want something that's just a very small edition, they have 1.5 liters like this. Very small, very minimal. This one is 3 liters, and it is like, I think this thing is 3 ounces, maybe 4 ounces. If I'm being honest, I'll tell you right now, I think this one is the best one. And this is probably going to be the one that I use. And then you can also buy more heavy duty. But what's funny is this one is 10 ounces, which, I mean, you can tell there's a lot going on. But this one's only 2 liters. And it has this nice little flap on the outside, dividers on the inside, a little back one where you can put stuff that you absolutely do not want to lose. So I've started using a fanny pack in normal life and backpacking. But here are the reasons why I think fanny pack is a great addition, and why honestly you should try one if you don't have one or haven't tried it yet. So first of all, we all know that most packs have side pockets, okay? And these are kind of substantial. I'll admit they hold a good bit. But I don't really like to have to deal with the pockets that much because they don't really open and close super easily. So usually what I'll do is I'll actually put like essential items in there that I don't necessarily need very often. Like I think this pocket literally has mace and a knife and some extra hand sanitizer, a lighter. I mean, I don't use these constantly. Sometimes I don't touch those the entire backpacking trip. So what I'll do is I will put all of my other essentials in here that, number 1, won't fit in these 2 little pockets. And number 2, I don't want to have to take my pack off every time I need something. Snack, chapstick. Come here. Come here. Callie messing with stuff. Yeah, it's a pretty girl. Toilet paper or tissues to blow my nose. Did I say snacks? Lots of snacks. Band-aids, pills, all sorts of things. I used to carry, like, a lot of those items would just be in my toiletry bag, which would be inside my pack. But then I'd be hiking along and my alarm goes off to take a pill. My pill's on the inside. Okay, or snacks. It's time to, you know, have a little snack, but I don't want to actually stop for a break. It can all be right here. And it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal because I never thought it was that big of a deal. But if you're hiking along and it's like, oh, I need my pill, and you have to stop and take your pack off, get it out, do all that number, get to going again. It's like, oh, I kind of want a snack. Take your pack off, get the snack out. That gets old. And I feel like I waste a lot of time just having to stop, to take the pack off, find what I need, then put the pack on, get readjusted, get going. Fanny pack makes all that so much easier. It really does save me time and effort and energy because all those little breaks add up. I mean, if you're sitting down to take a proper break, that's one thing. But if you're just hiking and you're like, I need this or I need that, and I forgot that I put it on the inside of my pack, taking your pack off and unloading to find what you need is so annoying. let's just be honest. Y'all know that's annoying. So I started the fanny pack. I started using the fanny pack, and I freaking love it. I really do. I did realize that this one is way too heavy duty. You don't want something that's like super thick, got a lot of padding, especially if it's going to be warm out, because that thing is going to get you overheated. Just my personal experience. Overheated, I didn't find that, comfortable or convenient. I was more annoyed with it. And so this actually ended up in my pack. So it was even more of a reminder, as like, okay, no, I definitely need a fanny pack with me that I'm going to want to use, because I had to stop and take my pack off every time I needed something out of this fanny pack. So if you don't want to carry too much stuff in it, Callie, yeah, that's what I thought. If you don't want to carry too much stuff in your fanny pack, I recommend this one. 1.5 liters. Small, compact. It's got a little room in there. There's no dividers. It's just one open on the inside and then a little tiny zipper pocket right here on the front. Great for small items if you really don't need to carry a lot of stuff with you that, like extra on top of these side pockets. If you do need a little extra room, I recommend this one. It does not have a sturdy frame. It will kind of just hang there. And whenever you unzip it, you have to be careful that stuff doesn't fall out. But the reason I like this one is because look at all that room. And it's got these two little flat pockets in the back to where I can put stuff in there that I want to keep secure. Like I will have little, well, they're not in here now, but I'll have these little tiny Ziploc bags with my pills for the day. I'll stick that back here. I'll put my chapstick back there. I'll put my Band-Aids back there. Stuff that I just want to keep tucked into a little spot in the fanny pack. And then in the big part, I've got my sunglasses, a glass cleaner, my headlamp, because if it gets dark out, I don't want to have to go digging in my pack. Easy access right in the fanny pack. Headband, tissues for blowing my nose, more chapstick. Yeah, this one's perfect. And there's still a whole bunch of room left for snacks. So I love that. I love this one. I love the fanny pack. Huge fan. I will never do a backpacking trip without a fanny pack. If you haven't tried the fanny pack, find a super cheap one on like Poshmark or something. Give it a go. See if you like it. If you don't, no harm done. And if you do, then yay. Okay, y'all. Number 2 is hiking umbrella. My mom, when she did the AT, I think that's when she realized that this thing is super useful. And I put it off for a really long time getting one because it just seemed like something extra, more weight. I don't really care. I really put it off for a long time. However, when we went on the Bartram Trail earlier this year, I finally had one. And it was amazing. This makes a big difference in for me, it makes a big difference in my personal enjoyment when hiking in the rain. Because when I have this over me, it gives me some protection on the top of my pack, which I really liked because I really hated the Z-Packs pack cover that I had. You can keep it, even though the rain jacket obviously has a hood on it. This will cover everything to about here. So if I just have my rain cap on, probably still going to get rain on my glasses, or, if I'm trying to eat a snack, or if I'm trying to take a video with my camera, with my phone, it's going to be literally in the rain. So if I have this up, whether it's attached to my pack shoulder strap, or if I'm just holding it, I can still hold a snack and eat. I can still take a video without water getting on my camera or my phone. I just really thought this was convenient. And this is only 6 ounces, so I don't really see it as a big deal adding that in. Which I will say, next year for the thru hike, when we're hiking through the desert, this will be perfect. Because I'll have the polarized sunglasses for like the brightness against the sand, whatever, all the ground. But then this will help keep me in the shade, so I might not really have to worry about carrying a sunscreen. I'm not sure about that one yet, but if I have pants on and I have this over my head, that might be one less thing to carry just by having this, because I will have this no matter what. So excellent investment here. If you haven't tried the umbrella either, I would say try this out, because I was pleasantly surprised. And I wasn't like anti-umbrella. I wasn't against getting this. But after I got it, I really realized, okay, yeah, I'm really glad that I bought this. I love this thing. Number three. Number three is something that my mom tried and hated it. So then she gave it to me. And that is this Gossamer Gear 1/8 inch foam pad, this piddly thing. There's not much to it. But the reason that it is in my top favorite gear list for this year is because I put this underneath my sleeping pad to prevent my pad from slipping and sliding all around my tent. And yes, that gets old. That was actually getting on my nerves pretty bad. So when she gave me this and I put it under there, I had zero issues with that ever happening again. My sleeping pad stays exactly where I put it in my tent because this is under it. And for that, this is in my top favorite. I mean, this weighs nothing. And technically, I do use this as a sitting pad whenever we stop, like to take breaks and eat. Or when I lay down and prop my feet up when we take breaks, I use this. So this thing is incredibly useful. And I did get it for free because she gave it to me. But I think it's only like $20. And I do think this is worth it. I wouldn't use this pad to sleep on. If anyone's doing that, I don't know how they're doing it, because there's nothing to this thing. But it's very useful for the things that I use it for. So that's my number three. So number four is, it's not there. Oh. Number four is my tent. And I feel like that's kind of, not really a silly one to go with, but I do feel like it's kind of silly to say that, because everyone has to have a tent or hammock or something like for shelter. But this was the first year I used this, and I really freaking love this tent. I would never have seen me spending, I mean, let's be honest, I think I spent $750 on this. It is a Durston X-Mid Pro 2 Dyneema version. And I never saw myself spending this much on any backpacking gear at all. Like, full disclosure, never thought I would do that. But I have to say, this is one of the best pieces of gear that I've ever bought. 100% worth the investment. Even, I would say, glad to have spent that money on this tent. That's how much I love it. It's got plenty of room. I would not call this a two-person tent, even though it says it is. Because me and Kyle were a little cramped in there. And then that one night on the AT that me and my mom had to share this, it was a little cramped. You can do it, but if I was doing a through hike, like if me and Kyle were doing a through hike and we were sharing this tent, no, we'd have to get a bigger one because that's just too much or too small. Aside from that, this tent has absolutely everything that I personally need. I don't need any extra bells and whistles. I love that it's single wall, so I don't have a bunch of pieces. I love that it is a trekking pole tent because I will always hike with my poles, so they'll always be with me. It's incredibly easy to put up. It has 2 doors. I love that it has plenty of room on the inside for, like, one whole side of it can have my sleeping pad and, you know, my actual sleep setup. The other side, I can prop my bag in there. I can have all my stuff laid out. I freaking love it. Love this tent so much. Love it. Okay. Now, as a bonus, I do want to throw a bonus in there, and I just referenced this item. In conjunction with this tent, if you're going to have this tent, I honestly think, or a single-walled tent that produces condensation, you need this item. You need this item. Not trying to sell you anything, but you need this item. That is a Swedish dishcloth. This thing is amazing. So when you wake up and you have condensation, for me, I've realized that because a single wall tent can have, you know, more condensation, first thing I do in the morning is I reach up, see if there's condensation. If there is, I will take this off my pack because I have it, if I can show you, I just have it attached to a little clip here, and it's hanging off the side. Wasn't really necessary to show y'all that, but if I reach up and there's condensation, or a lot, little, doesn't matter, I will take this thing and go ahead and start wiping off the top, and it soaks up water tremendously. Like, you don't even have to, you just do a few wipes and then open up one of your doors, and it just, like, the amount of water is pretty insane how much it soaks up. And at first I was like, okay, but this thing is just going to be hanging off my pack wet all day. Nope. Nope. This thing dries very, very quickly. It's excellent for soaking up water. It's excellent for soaking up the condensation. And it dries really quickly. By the time you get to camp that night, this thing will be dry. So this kind of a bonus to go with number 4, but this thing makes the condensation from this tent like so much more manageable. It makes it not even a big deal. That's the thing. Some people don't like single wall tents because of the condensation. This takes that out of the equation. It makes that like a non-issue completely. So I think that about covers it. You've got my top 4 favorites with a bonus that goes with number 4. And with that, I think I'm going to end this video. I really enjoyed this gear this year. I actually really enjoyed trying new stuff this year. This is the first time I've ever put any money invested into new gear and really seeing what works for me. And I'm very thankful that I was able to do that. So, hope y'all have a great day. I hope you're having a great weekend. And I'm really looking forward to being out on the trail again soon. I know it's going to be a minute, so I'm sorry I can't, share any outdoor adventures for a little bit, but we are getting into the cold weather, and it's a bit cold. So, but me and my mom do have plans to do a cold weather hike because we really need to try out our cold weather gear before we get out there on the CDT. So, I will keep y'all updated on that, and I will see y'all soon. All right, y'all have a great one. Bye. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Okay, what was number 2? Because I sure don't remember.